Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Voices of Today's first event of festival. Air horns, air horns, air horns. My name is Robin Corsidou. I'll be your host today, this morning, wherever you are in the world. My pronouns are she, he, they, used interchangeably, and I'm a Virgo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising, and I need you to know that. So I would like to, first of all, I know that this is being streamed on YouTube and various other platforms. There is a chat happening on Discord, and we're going to put up a link on the screen just so that we can hear some rowdy poetry viewing, because poetry slam unless we're all tenderly and affectionately cheering each other on. And so I want to see all your lovely, lovely, rowdy, supportive messages in the Discord. You can join it, and there's an event thread where you can just chat away and tell me how much you love these poems. I want to hear a ooh, poet, give you some virtual snaps. Why don't you? Awesome. So before we start the show, of course, we want to acknowledge the land that we're on. And I know that this year we're all kind of spread out in different places. But Voices of Today traditionally is taking place in what's colonially known as Toronto, traditionally the territory of the Huron-Wendat, the Petun, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe nations. Territories, as well as treaty territories, specifically the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant between the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe, and the Toronto Purchase Treaty 13. As we move online, Voices Today looks to amplify the voices of the original caretakers of the land across the globe. It's our goal to honor and offer education to everyone on over 10,000 years of Indigenous culture and history that exists worldwide. We recognize the majority of our current organizers live across Turtle Island, which is what the Lenni Lenape and Iroquois people traditionally have called North America. As a festival, we acknowledge that reconciliation takes ongoing efforts with non-Indigenous peoples. We ask all non-Indigenous attendees to continuously learn about the history of the land and its peoples, from where they live and occupy, as well as treat the land with respect the best way they know how to. Currently, I'm on Treaty Wampum Belt Covenant territory. I'm in Hamilton, Ontario. It's the land of the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe, and I'm a racialized settler. My family's from Punjab, and it's really important for me to remind myself and to also remind other, first generation Canadians, whatever that fake term is, and children of immigrants, that a lot of us immigrated here to escape genocide and to escape violence and poverty and systemic hatred and discrimination. I know my family did, fleeing from Punjab, and we land here. And a lot of the energy that immigrants have is that Canada is this wonderful place and nothing can go wrong. And I know Punjabi people, we often fit the model minority stereotype. So it's really important for me to acknowledge that we might have been fleeing violence, but there's ongoing violence here, and we need to help support the communities that we are living in and the Indigenous people who are around us. And so I urge you to, wherever you are in the world right now, look up the people whose land you're on and any local initiatives, shelters, organizers that you can help. Donate your time, your money, your energy. Anything helps, and it's so it's to uphold the relationship with the land you're on, right? The Wampum Belt Covenant it's a dish with one spoon, and the dish and the one spoon represents that we all eat from the same dish, and we have to leave enough for the people that come after us. So, yeah. Without further ado, let me say some stuff about the technical aspects of this. First of all, of course, hate speech will not be tolerated. What? I want to hear tender affection, not stuff that's going to make me cry. I'm soft. And also, to hop onto our Discord, there will be a link put up to converse with other people and poets and to just chat. And some of the poems you're going to be hearing this morning. I almost said this night because I feel like poetry slam stuff in the morning is always really cool and not what I'm used to. But anyways, this morning might be about some sensitive topics, and we prioritize the audience taking care of yourselves. It's not rude for you to leave and do some self-care. This is an online show, so if you need to mute it, pause it, turn it off, come back after, or not come back after even, that's totally okay. You are number one, and we want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. We do have active listeners who can be identified in the pinned post in the Discord chat. So if you go up, you'll be able to find them. And also we have an amazing person who will be with us around during the entire festival named Rabbit Richards. So if anyone feels unsafe at festival at any point in time for any reason, you can message Rabbit on Discord and then move off of Discord to texting if that makes you more comfortable. Rabbit is an amazing human and they're here for you if you need them. You can also still buy a ticket on our website if you're joining us for free. That's totally okay. You know, everybody has their means, but you can still buy a ticket on our website and all the money is going to be donated today. So yeah, we're going to be starting our show. This is the FOC showcase, which means that some of the most amazing youth organizers who have been putting this festival together are going to be showcasing some of their art. They've been behind the scenes for an entire year, and it just makes sense for us to also like revel in their artistry as well as their organizing. So we're going to have a couple poets, and it's going to be awesome. So the first poet up is Billy, and Billy's going to be doing 2 poems for us today. So everybody give it up for Billy in the Discord.
The sacred McDonald's French fry. I present it to the sky. It droops, lukewarm and ocean salty. You know that scene in Mary Poppins? There's an old lady surrounded by pigeons singing, "Feed the birds, 2pence a bag. Well, I am summoning the sky, the seagull. With small fries, $1.39 a bag. Mucho, Becca, Tacham, 3 Dene medicine men, renowned healers. Each had seagull medicine powers. Tacham said he became a giant, so tall that as he grew, the second protective layer of the earth washed his face. There is where all the animal spirits live. Each one offered Tacham their powers. Each said, "Take mine. Mine is the best." Biscay said Tacham, "I can reach inside the body and remove what infects it. The best power is mine." I can reach inside the body and remove what infects it. The best power is mine. Mine, mind you, at 5'4", I'm just a small fry with some small fries, and I pray Biscay comes to me. Because Becca said seagull's stomach has a juice that kills all harmful germs. This is why Biscay eats almost anything and why Becca's tea was the boss of cures. Today, I watched a video of a rabbit, whole and dead inside a seagull's swallow. In Italy last week, they remembered exactly how wide a seagull can open its throat. No tourists to drop the heavenly fry. Biscay hunts rats, other birds. How different is a pigeon from a chicken nugget? It's like Mucho said, Biscay never goes hungry, he will always find food. So here I am, dawning dawns, and it dawns on me. Biscay will come, but we'll lock eyes. He'll say his spirit is weaker than it was. He'll say, "I'm sorry, can't help you now. I would have retched the Spanish influenza from the belly of Dene Nation if I could, but that's how long it's been since you and I could talk." Then as he takes the fry, he'll poop on my shoulder. Say, "Good luck, kid." Panic at the disco. This is now my Twitter handle, my TikTok, and my Finsta. So that I stay on brand, I give in to the cravings. Turn on Spotify. Preheat the oven. Cue up Diana Ross's Love Hangover, the Donna Summers I Feel Love. It's now July 2020, and this summer, we'll see no disco. So I manifest my own utopia of flour, violins, canola oil, synth, salt, milk, make a well in the dry ingredients with my fist and fill it with bass lines until the dough grooves from my fingertips. Know that if you could eat this bannock, you'd dance. Know that I've channeled all the energy of my Kokum's goldfish, platforms, cat eyeglasses, and my lifelong love flared pants. Know that if you could eat this bannock, you'd eat too much of it. Float. Watch. A mirrored facet falls from the disco ball. It speaks to you in the voice of my mother. Says that even Kokum stayed out too late sometimes, got lost in liquor sometimes, neglected her oldest daughter sometimes. I wonder if I've lost track of this metaphor the way I wonder who my Kokum was in her early 20s. Shit. I can't blame her. I'm 23, can't leave the house, it's Saturday night, and all I want to do is go out dancing. And hey, Kokum got better. She drafted a good recipe for the inevitable thing. Called it Mom. Prepared it in time for my aunties while my mom watched her. Revised the recipe. Called it Mama. I invoke this past and immediately want to untell it. How dare I serve you the story after all my Kokum has done for us? The story cannot be untold the way I can't put flour from Bad Bannock back in the bag, but know that my Kokum is the only one who doesn't forget my mom when the was due. Until a couple years ago, Kokum didn't let herself speak Cree. Until a couple years ago, I didn't know how to make bannock, and now I suck on the recipe I got from someone else's Kokum because I was too embarrassed to ask my own. Know that our shames are not the same, but both taste good with jam.
Be good if we can put it in.
If I had a time machine, I'd go back to Fort Smith in the 70s, hit at the disco. I'd dance with Kokum, with Tina, until we had to take our heels off. We'd find a place to sit, massage our littlest toe. She'd light up the smoke, ask me where I'm from. I'd panic, lie, say something like Red Deer. I'd tell her my name is Billy, and she'd say, where the panic, lie, say something like Red Deer. I'd tell her my name is Billy, and she'd say,
Hello, welcome back. Okay, first of all, give it up for Billy. I adore that human. Billy is one of our wonderful directors of festival and is on the anti-O committee as well. Let's read some of these comments. Awesome. I'm seeing filet o fish costume. Wonderful, wonderful. I love these poets. I love this poet. I love this poem. Some virtual snaps. Yep. It's an all around great time for Billy. Awesome. So we're going to welcome up the next poet, who is Kai, who will be doing a poem for us. Okay, so we're having just a bit on the accessibility team, and is just a wonderful human. I met Kai at a festival a couple of years ago, and I'm so excited to hear a poem. Heck yeah. Awesome. Are we ready to put up Kai's poem, perchance?
Hello, everybody. It seems like we're having some
body
technical
aspect. But you know what? We're here. We're having a good time. There's a dog currently asleep on my feet. It's a good time. The internet is gonna do what it's gonna do, and we're gonna keep on piling through. So I love that human. I love that poem. And let's see some of the messages. Let's see.
Hey, y'all. Okay, so Robin's
for us.
internet connection is going in and out. I am here, though, and they're back. So thank you for bearing with us. We're still figuring this all out. What I might do is have everyone shipped Ethernet cables before we move on with the rest of the festival. If I can afford that, like, same-day Amazon. I'm going to look into that later. But for now, we're going to do Kai's poem again, because not only were the captions not on, but I was informed that I was not sharing the audio on my screen. So the person who is doing video streaming, their computer was lagging, so I'm switching it over to my computer because I am plugged into an Ethernet cable. So I'm going to play Kai's video again, and please just bear with us as we figure this out. But there's lots of amazing poetry for everyone. So here we go. Da, da, da.
She climbs everything like wildfire, claiming anything in her path, but these girls don't need flammable. They need fun. Like lesbians in the forest, they are getting to know each other. All over these branches, on beds of leaves and glass walls, these girls will make a ladder out of anything. They are ready to climb.
I don't know much about love, but I have a few.
Awesome. Welcome back. Kai's poem with audio, what we deserve to hear. We deserve to see that poem several times. I see some hearts in the chat. I see some yes Kai's with several exclamation marks in all capitals. Jill said, it ain't a party without a few tech challenges. We'll get there. Poets break the internet. Thank you, Kai. Woo, wonderful. It's just pure love going around. Awesome. So I'm going to introduce our next poet. We're going to have Zane virtually come up and do a poem.
I don't know much about love, but I have a few theories on hunger. People are born so hungry, even our memories have teeth. We can't stop consuming. Everything becomes food if it doesn't kill us immediately. We all know there are some things we shouldn't put in our mouths, but when has that stopped us from biting down in times of starvation? It makes sense to fill our bodies with whatever we have, if the alternative is a gaping hole that rips at the seams. Loneliness is a pair of sharp canines that sinks deeply into us. We'll eat anything to dull the edge, even each other. We turn anything into a meal if left hungry long enough. We turn anyone into a lover if left lonely long enough. I wonder how many relationships are just one person with a mouthful of someone else's flesh. I wonder how many bottles of alcohol we drink to wash away the lingering taste of someone's blood. I wonder if I taste as bitter as I feel. Did I make myself seem palatable, easy to consume? Did I make myself seem like a delicate meal instead of raw meat? Do you regret your mistake every time you have to wrestle my sinew out from between your teeth? How much of me is still held in the back of your throat? I don't know much about love, but I do know the sound a warm body makes when the tips of my teeth graze along soft neck. I know the feeling when I dig my fingers into tender flesh. I know the scent of juice dripping from meat. I know the sound when I bite down. Maybe love is just knowing when to stop, knowing when to starve, and knowing when to lick the bones clean.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Zane. if you haven't been tuning into some of our previous pre-festival events, Zane is also one of our directors of festival, and that poem was shared during the director slam that happened back on August 3rd, I think it was. It was a great slam. Us four directors, me, Kay, Billy, and Zane, went poem to poem to poem, and it was full of love and tender poetry. And I'm consistently amazed by the people on this organizing team who are so lovely and so good at organizing, but also amazing artists on top of that. Like, what? Oh, like, what a triple threat! What a triple threat! Awesome. So we've got some comments. I love all these poets doing the beautiful things with the words. Speechless. Oh my, that was incredible. Fire. All caps, fire. And that's what people say. Awesome. So we're going to move on to our next poet, who is also one of the directors of this festival, Kay, who's going to be sharing 2 poems with us.
Dialectical behavior therapy, aka DBT, a form of therapy designed to help people suffering from mood disorders. So inevitably, when I was 15, this borderline body got sent to group therapy. Now, I'm not saying that I enjoyed group therapy because it was group therapy. I'm just saying it was the one place I could go every week and be myself and not want to die. These messy adolescents, just as unstable as I, every goodbye as fierce as the next, because we didn't know who would survive till next week. But on the weekends, we'd have sleepovers, just like I always dreamed, meaning they were complete with games of truth or dare and spin the bottle, odd couples sneaking off to explore a body like their own for the first time. To have their body treated like a body for the first time. I remember being surprised as she took off my shirt, and I did not want to hide my scars, wanted her to see more of me. Us, tender, broken hearts, desperate not to break any further, careful not to hurt anyone else. Picasso paints portraits of prostitutes, then says, "To me, there are only 2 types of women, goddesses and doormats." And I wonder how Picasso would have seen me, young, naive dreamer, sad in all the pretty ways, goddess for pay, doormat when needed to be safe. Picasso said women are machines for suffering, saw suffering and turned it into art, saw women and turned them into art. Picasso liked young girls. He liked models. He liked modeling women into whatever his hands could make of them. He made art by carving away pieces of objects until all that was left was his impression. Understood it was tireless work. Sometimes he'd carve away too much. His canvas, no longer perfect, was to be discarded. Picasso picked up girls, then tossed them aside like paintings he wasn't proud of anymore. Like another stage of art he's moved on from. Like he has a new style now, a new muse now. Someone whose essence he hasn't captured yet. And I too have been loved until it wasn't fun anymore. Had someone strip me of myself, calling it art, then ask where the old me went. When Picasso said women are machines for suffering, I think he meant that he did not know how to turn happiness into art. But maybe if he made the world around him miserable, called his partner weeping woman instead of by name, maybe then people would remember him instead.
Oh, Heck yeah. Oh, okay. What a human. What a poem. What two poems? What? The chat is currently on fire. I'm so happy I could hear this again. Me too. I want to listen to Kay's poetry on a loop. So much love for this poet, that alliteration, goddess repay, some snaps. Awesome. The chat is full of love and tenderness for all the poets that have gone up. And we're going to bring up our last poet, who is Chuck, doing a poem. And Chuck has been one of the wonderful, amazing human beings who's just been doing the most during festival. And I can't wait to hear their poem. Let's cue it up.
The doctors say I need to learn social skills. They want me to learn things like small talk and the right amount of time to look someone in the eye before glancing away, because not making enough eye contact is suspicious. But making too much eye contact is creepy. But me, I've already learned my social skills in the psych ward, not from the group therapy sessions or the social skills lessons, but in the games of cards we used to kill the time and the world we created to escape the real world we were trapped in. I learned social skills like how to nod along when someone says they want to die, but also to tell them how much you want them here. Because even when all you see ahead of yourself is an infinite loop of darkness, you see lights dancing in front of them, and even when you're convinced you're worthless, you can't bear the thought of this world without them, and on the good days, you wonder if maybe they think you have some worth too. I learned social skills. Like which tears mean come make me laugh and forget about my past, and which tears mean come cry with me. Social skills like some tears really do mean just leave me the fuck alone, god damn it. Social skills like how to walk the fine line of taking on someone's pain without turning it into your own. But now that I'm out, I've lost my ability to bond because people in the real world don't connect over which doctor they hated most, and the side effects of meds, and the shared feeling of both understanding that the other person wants to die but still hoping they find all the reasons they have to live. And outside in the real world, it's no longer acceptable to talk about depression and trauma and horrifying tales of psychiatric abuse that we somehow manage to laugh at. Because when I tell these stories in the real world, people say you must have made it all up in your head. Maybe you're not on enough meds. Doctors don't treat people like that. So I guess I understand why the doctors want me to learn social skills. I mean, my conversation topics have become pretty scarce. I mean, I can talk about dogs, and people like to talk about dogs, but when I talk about dogs for 3 hours, people get a little weirded out, and I guess you can talk about the weather. But how much can you say about the weather? It's cold outside, snow, sun, rain, it's cloudy. My mind is cloudy. I don't know what to say to you. So I stay silent or talk about dogs. And I can't deal with being forced to keep the conversation going, but being forced to stay quiet when something is bothering me, and I want back into that world. Not the world of locked doors and forced therapy sessions, but the world we built where I learned social skills that finally allowed me to connect in a way that made sense. So I ask you to stop telling me to learn your social skills, and I invite you to come and learn mine.
Yeah, snaps all around. Thank you, Chuck. Awesome. The chat is so full of love. Let's see some of the comments. Chuck is legendary. Chuck is a brilliant gem. There's snaps. Oof, damn, this poet goes in. Let's talk about dogs. Speaking of dogs, my roommate has a 3-legged dog, Chuck says. Love that information. Love to hear it. That was brilliant. Yeah, it's weird how we all learn these specific social cues when everybody has, it's a time. Learning social cues is such a hard time, and I totally feel you on that one. Awesome. So that was unfortunately our last poem. Wah, wah, wah. Drop sad dog pics in the group chat. But now there's going to be a bit of a FAQ with me and Kate to answer some of your festival questions.
Hello. Yeah, we are here. If anyone has questions about the festival that you want us to answer, or, you know, if there's any more comments about the poems, like, what do you mean there are people who don't want to talk about dogs for 3 hours? Honestly,
I want to talk about dogs for 3 hours. That's the perfect use of my time.
100%. 100%. Oh, hey, Robin, do you want to talk about where our money's being donated today? And
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So our sponsors today and throughout the entire festival are the Ontario Arts Council and the Toronto Arts Council. We want to give them such a big thank you because Money for Arts, they've consistently supported us for the years, as well as Golden Brick Road Publishing, EcoJot, and Living Hyphen. Like, come on, everybody, like in the chat, drop thank you sponsors. Like, we are here because these people believe in us and they believe in the vision. They fuck with the dream. And that's why we're here, right? The organization that we're, actually, Kate, do you want to talk about the organization that we're donating to today?
Yes, but I don't have it written down.
Neither do I.
Okay. So we're donating to a different organization each day of festival, so we can kind of spread the wealth a little bit. But I'm gonna pull up in my Google Docs right now because I made a list.
Yeah, there are so many wonderful organizations we're donating to throughout the festival. Like keeping them all like in the right order is hard for the brain to manage.
So I believe today we are donating to Black Women in Motion. And I am going to pull up an exact little blurb on them because I don't want to fuck it up.
Word.
Here is where you can go to buy a ticket. It'll get you into all of the events today. And depending on how our grants come through, at least 50% of our door money will be sent to this organization, ideally all of it.
Mm-hmm. So if you're able to donate, please do so. Even if you're not able to donate, but you know some people who might be able to, like feel free to take the link and send it to your mom or your dad who might be able to, you know, drop some money for this wonderful organization doing really great work.
So Black Women in Motion is a Toronto-based youth-led organization that empowers and supports the advancement of Black women and survivors of sexual violence. Which we think is very important work, and we want to support the work that they're doing and promote them to what platform we do have. So please, you can see Billy dropped a link in the chat for more information about the organization, and you can go to this link right down here to donate to them and potentially the festival as well, depending on grant. Also, before we move on further, I saw a question in the comments on Discord. I'm going to scroll back up. What is it like being on the FOC? What do you do? Well, here is what it's like being on the FOC. Robin, do you want to start off?
Yeah, so being on the FOC is, it's like any kind of organizing role. It's super rewarding and you get to meet so many wonderful people. Some days we are all like, oh my God, what is a Discord? And there is a bit of chaos, but it's like, I want to say like expected worthy poetry organizing chaos. I feel like every organizing role I have is like chaotic in a good way. Our FOC has grown over the last couple of years. It started out being a handful of poets organizing festival, and then it turned into a little bit of a bigger team last year. And then this past year, the organizing has just expanded so much. We've got a huge team working with us this year, and it's incredible to have so many people to rely on. The FOC is split into a bunch of committees, and essentially we do stuff like we get sponsors and we talk to the artists who are going to be featuring and the wonderful facilitators, and like there are people who talk with the poets who are competing. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are different parts of the FOC, so you can you'll be able to choose what you want to do to help the festival. So there are different teams, so you won't be working alone on anything, and all teams have a mentor, or most of them. They have a mentor who's someone who is 25 and over, who helps all of our festival organizing committee ourselves for 25 and under, because this festival is by youth for youth. So if you want, you could get on the volunteer team and help with the volunteer programming and reaching out to the volunteers. Or if you want, you could get on the programming team and you could like help make the schedule for the festival. Or if you want, you could get on the teams coordination team and you can help reach out to competing poets. And we're trying to do more outreach to different kinds of communities, especially non-slam communities. There's lots of different options and things you can do. And like, we welcome any skills that you have that you think would help the festival. A lot of us, like me, when I'm a co-founder of the festival, and when I see it, I'm gonna mute Robin, so hopefully there's less of an echo. No, I still hear an echo. Oh well. I lost my train of thought because it's hard to think with an echo. Oh, the echo's gone. Who can join the FOC? How do they do that thing? What if I'm sure how much I can, what if I'm not sure how much I can take on? What if I've never done anything like it before? Thank you, that's what I was about to talk about. When I started this festival, I had never done anything like this before, but all I had done is attend an older version of this festival that used to exist that unfortunately stopped existing, and I wanted something similar to exist, and I didn't know how to do it. So I reached out to like older community members who had more experience and asked them to kind of mentor me through it. And I reached out to folks in the community who were youth and had more experience organizing, like Yes, the poet, and together the two of us founded Voices of Today. So anyone can join the FOC as long as you're 25 and under. When you age out, you can go into a mentorship position if you still want to help. And if you're older, you can also reach out to us about being in a mentorship position if you think you have skills and information that can help us, because we encourage all the help we can get. Let me see. How do they do that thing? Email us or send me a message on Discord and ask me to send you the information that you need. We're going to be, I believe, setting up some sort of a Google poll type thing, so you can like just go in and tell us what kind of things you're interested in doing. So we'll have that set up soon-ish, I believe. So I will send that to you as soon as we have it. If you let me know with your email that like you can send me your email. Oh, bye, Robin. And let me know that you want to be on the email list. Just send me your email via Discord, and then when we have that, I'll email it out to you. What if I'm not sure how much I can take on? There's all different roles of different capacities. So each team has a team lead or sometimes two team leads. And the team leads are mostly communicate with each other. So we figure out what things need to be worked on with multiple teams and communicate with the directors and the mentors. And then the teams themselves just kind of get work delegated to them from the team. You're able to take on as much or as little as you are able to. So if all you can do is kind of like offer a little bit of help here and there, you can reach out, let us know. We can put you on the team with that as a little caveat. And whenever you can help us, you let us know. And if there's stuff for you to do, we give it to you. If you have more time, like you're someone like me who doesn't have a day job and just kind of like has a lot of time that you're just around, we can give you more if you feel comfortable taking that on. It's entirely up to you. But like if you're in school or you have a job that takes a lot of your time or other things in your life that take up a lot of your time, you can still join. Doesn't need to be a large commitment. It can be as small or large of a commitment as you want it to be. Yeah, and if you've never done anything like this before, that's why we have mentors and that's why we have team leads and folks who are here to help you through it. Because again, I'd never done anything like this before, and Yes really helped me through it and mentored me, and that like I found it to be so helpful. And before I knew it, I knew what I was doing, and also I somehow like your instincts kick in certain things as well. I was like, I don't know how to do this, and then suddenly I was doing it, and I was like, well, yes, I do know how to do this. So sometimes that happens as well. Yeah, so the FOC stands for Festival Organizing Committee, which is the organizing committee for Voices of Today. So the FOC makes the festival happen. We, like all year round, we're kind of communicating. The team leads try and have meetings every month to just communicate about what's going on in the teams and what needs to happen. And we all make festival happen. Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, let me add Robin to the stream. Robin is back.
Hello, I am back. The internet hates me, and that's okay.
That's the mood. Literally earlier this week, I went to Best Buy and bought myself an Ethernet cable. And then I came home and I went to go plug it into my internet box, and there was already an Ethernet cable in it. I guess they gave it to me when I bought it, and I was like, "Excuse you," and also excuse me for never checking.
Super fair. I feel like the plan is to just like sit outside of a Starbucks and siphon their Wi-Fi for a bit. But you know what? I'll do what I gotta do.
Fair. Yeah, you and me can chat and we can like figure out if there's anything I can do to help. Because you are hosting a decent amount of events this week to help you get better internet if possible. Yeah. The internet is mean, Annika.
The internet is mean. Awesome. Are there any other questions?
Yes.
So frequently asked questions that I know pop up are, can I be a competing poet and a part of the FOC? Unfortunately, you can't. You can't be like in the competition aspect of it because, you know, there's some bias there. You're working on both sides. You can?
You can compete and be on the FOC, but like I'd say it's generally the team leads and the directors competing, but if you're just on a team, you're more than welcome to compete. So that competing poets are more than welcome to come hop on. We don't want you to not be able to join because you are competing. So please, yes.
Word. I was definitely thinking about that for my current position. Yeah, word. Yeah, come organize and compete. Come do both of it. Come do all of the things. We would love to see that. Britt asked, what are some of the subcommittees people might be able to be a part of on the FOC? There's so many.
Grants/treasury, volunteering, programming. You could be on the director's team, but ideally you'd have a year volunteering at the festival or being around the festival before that, just because it is a large role. You could be on the anti-O team, anti-oppression, help make our festival as safe as possible. You could be on the accessibility team, help make our festival accessible. There's sponsorship.
Usually when our festival is in person, we have kind of a food subcommittee, which kind of, we like to feed people at festival because hungry poets are not happy poets.
Oh yeah, and locations. So, of course.
Locations. It's so wild because
we are maintaining a relationship with our venue in what is colloquially known as Toronto, the Toronto Media Arts Center. Really rad organization. Go check them out, especially if you live in the area. We're going to be hosting an event alongside them on the 16th that they so graciously wrote us into a grant for. But yeah, you can be on the locations team and help us talk to them and figure that out. Social media. I believe that's going to be a smaller team next year. But like potentially it'll be open. And if so, say you're a competing poet, you can join FOC next year. You can join FOC right now if you wanted to, but yeah, you could definitely join FOC next year. And to confirm with Billy's, you can be in the FOC and compete unless you're a director or a team lead. I don't think that's what it was. I think it was unless you are a director. I'm pretty sure team leads, unless you're like specifically managing like the programming aspect of things, or like, because if you're the head team lead for the sponsorship team, I'm pretty sure you could compete. But that's also a conversation for us to have as an FOC, something that we haven't really talked about, because in the past we have encouraged everyone except for the directors to compete at the festival. So like, especially because you can only compete if you're 22 and under, and be on the FOC if you're 25 and under. And so we don't want people to not help with the festival because they want to compete. We want you to be able to do both. So we want to make it as easy as possible for you to come help make this happen, and then also get those organization skills. Like, I've gotten so many rad skills that I'm able to take other places since being on the organizing committee for Voices, and like especially having a mentor and a team lead, like it's really easy to kind of ease your way in and learn some things.
For sure. Like my experience with FOC has been, I came in 2 years ago as a volunteer. Last year I did volunteer stuff, and this year I'm a director and I'm one of the team leads for programming. And Kay and Yes have been wonderful mentors for me coming into the organizing role, and I've learned so much, and it's helped me like not just organize this festival, but organize other poetry scenes I'm a part of, and like time management, and you learn some really useful life skills.
Oh yeah. Yay, learning.
Yeah.
True. Does anyone else have any questions? I don't see any typing currently going on in the Discord. So what I might say is that we will close this off and just kind of talk a little bit before we go about our next event and thank all of the volunteers at this event. So firstly, thank you to Kat, who for being our access person. Thank you to Cass for being our venue captain. Thank you to Dana and Q, our active listeners. Thank you to me, our StreamYard tech. Thank you to my partner, Noah. Right behind me is if you can see what I'm seeing. Our StreamYard video streamer. Thank you to Zane, our live stream watch. And thank you to Billy, our direct messenger, which is a director. Our next event for competing poets is, oh, what the heck is an underground indies? I'm gonna say your next event, and then I'm gonna remind folks about underground indies as well. So our next event for competing poets is at, it's in about 10:15 to 12:15 PST, 1:15 to 3:15 EST. And it's our anti-O workshop that is for competing poets. And our next event that is open to everyone is our workshop with Sam Slips. Robin, do you know how to pronounce their last name and also what the name of the workshop is?
Yeah, it's Sam Sloopski, as in Sloop, there it is. And Sam's workshop is called Writing Our Way to Nourishment. And it's at 4 to 5 p.m. EST, 1 to 2 p.m. PST. And then after that, we've got another wonderful workshop that's open for everyone with Care Alexi. The workshop is called The Midnight Robber in You, and I highly recommend all the workshops today. That's going to be at 6:15 to 8:15 EST and 3:15 to 5:15 PST. Also, if you're like, what are all these numbers and times and things? Don't worry, you can follow us on our social media. We have a full schedule listed out. We're at Voices FOC. We're at Voices. I can't remember what our Instagram is.
Voices Today FOC at gmail.com.
Yeah, and you can email us. You can search up our socials for all of our entire festival schedule. And then tonight at 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern and 6 to 8 p.m. PST, we have a wonderful showcase that's called Voices of Today Legends. So we're going to be featuring some wonderful poets that have come into the festival as either competitors or organizers. And it's going to be featuring the wonderful Heather Corey Reed, Aaron Hunter, and Jada Marley. And it's going to be wonderful. First of all, I love those poets, and their poems are going to be fire. So hopefully you can make it to any of those events today.
And then also, what the heck is an underground indie? Asks Chuck.
What the heck is an underground indie?
What are those?
So underground indies are essentially word to word poets duking it out in the ring, except it's super not violent and there's no fisticuffs. Underground indies are a different way of competitors to compete with their poems. So in a regular slam, we have judges, we have an audience and a stage, but an underground indies is a circular rink called, I like to say, the poetry ring. And two poets will enter the ring, and they will be randomly selected. Of course, the entire night is randomly selected. And poets will do a poem They have 3 minutes each, no grace period. Bum, 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 bum. No grace period. And based on their poems, the audience will cheer for one or the other, and whoever gets the loudest cheers and applause moves on to the next round until we duke it out, and there's one poet standing.
Except this year we're not doing it by applause, we're doing it by a Zoom poll.
Zoom poll. Zoom poll.
Yeah, and sign up for Underground Indies is open, but not for much longer. So go into the Discord. You'll see a channel on the side. I'm pointing at my screen as if, again, you can see it. You'll see a channel on the side that says event signups. And in event signups, you'll see Underground Indies. And you go in there and you give us your names and your pronouns, and then you go to the little link, because it is a $5 buy-in as well. Winner gets the pot, but it is a $5 buy-in. If you, for any reason, cannot afford this, don't have that money, let us know. We don't need any specific information, no questions asked. Just be like, hey, I need my undies buy-in covered. And we'll be like, oh, done.
Take this money.
So
but
please
yeah,
do not hesitate to reach out to us or Rabbit if you feel more comfortable to say that you need help with that if you do.
Also, just for some clarification, if you don't know, if you're just listening in on what Underground Indies is, oftentimes it's just called Undies, and that's the same event. And don't be, I just don't want you to be confused when everybody is like, Undies, when is Undies happening? Where is Undies? I remember my first festival, I was like, whose underwear are we looking for? What is this?
True. It's true. Yeah. Right. Oh my God, wait. Why is the Discord logo undies? I see it.
I see it. They do look like a pair of underwear. Yep.
Do you need to record your poem in advance? Who can sign up for undies? Do you have to be a competing poet? Thank you for all of these questions. So, you do not have to be a competing poet to sign up for undies. You do have to be aged 25 and under. You do not need to record your poems in advance. They will be performed live on Zoom. And what we do need in advance, today we will need the script of your poem, the text, because there will be ASL interpretation, and our ASL interpreters have requested the text in advance, so we will be giving those to them. We will need maximum 3 poems for undies. There are 12 slots. It'll be 12 people in the first round, and half because it's head-to-head, 6 people in the second round, and half because it's head-to-head, 3 people in the last round, 1 winner.
Bum, bum, bum. Also, Underground Indies is tomorrow night at 9:30 to 11:30, or whenever it ends, EST, and at 6:30 PST.
Buy the tickets for the day to get the Zoom link. And when I say buy, there is a $0 option. It is pay what you can. The competing poets should already have a festival pass and should be getting links. Volunteers technically have a festival pass, but I haven't been very on that, but all the links are posted in the volunteer chat, so it's pretty easy for you to access them. But yeah, again, message me if you have any questions. We're still figuring this all out as we go because we are all new to this online festival, but we're really excited to have you all here and to be doing this year in this new way.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Are there any more questions? I see somebody's typing in the chat.
Can't wait for the anti-O workshop with Lucayo. Do poets need to
get tickets? Competing poets will be getting the link sent to them automatically. You'll be getting the links to every event sent to you, so that you already have a festival pass. You are a festival, and that's that.
And I'm also going to say that you're all in the Discord as well. All of the volunteers and the competing poets are all in the Discord, and all of the event links will be posted in the Discord about like half an hour, 15 minutes before the event. So that'll also be available for you to just click the link and hop on over.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cool.
I want to close off the event, Robin.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. It's been a whirlwind of an event, and I can't wait to see the rest of your lovely virtual usernames throughout the rest of the festival. Once again, we want to thank all of our lovely, amazing sponsors who believe in us and fuck with the vision. Thank you to the Ontario Arts Council and the Toronto Arts Council, as well as Golden Brick Road Publishing, EcoJot, and Living Hyphen. Like, so good. Like, drop hell yeah sponsors in the chat below. Go for it. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to thank every poet on the FOC who shared their poetry with us. It's been awesome organizing alongside y'all, and even awesomer to see your work. Remember that today, all of our tickets are, most of the money that's raised from our tickets are going to support Black Women in Motion, and you can buy tickets on our website to support them. And at every event, we will be dropping the link to the tickets as well. Yeah, and we are so excited to really kick off this festival. And so join us later for Sam Slutsky's workshop and Kara Lexi's workshop and a wonderful, wonderful Voices of Today Legends showcase. I've been Robin Corsidu. This is me signing out for the night.